Hello friends, I am Devansh from Radiance Academy and welcome to our YouTube channel Radiance Knowledge Box. Today we will learn about vegetative reproduction, their advantages and their disadvantages. So let's revise all the types of vegetative reproduction. So the first type of vegetative reproduction is tubers. So the best example for a tuber is, yes, great. Potato. So, a potato is the best example of a tuber. Now, the second type of vegetative reproduction you have learned is rhizomes. So, rhizomes, the example is the ginger. And here is a picture of a ginger. The stem grows horizontally above or below the surface of the soil. So, the third type of vegetative reproduction is bulbs. And the famous vegetable, which is an onion, is an example of bulbs. Here, bulbs contain an underground stem which is reduced in size. Then, the fourth type of vegetative reproduction is runners. Here, this is my favorite fruit, which is strawberry, and I think yours also. So, an strawberry reproduces by the means of runners. Now, to elaborate, let's look into the advantages of vegetative reproduction. So the first advantage is that exact copies of parent plants in most cases. Here you can see there is a small girl with her mother, and you can see that they have some similar features. They have similar ears, similar eye. Okay, then you can see in the next picture is that there is a girl and her mother which have worn same color dress. Then a father and his son, same eyes, same smile and same hair. A small plant and her big plant. So you can see that by looking to this picture, you can see there is an exact copies of parent plants in most cases. So the first advantage is that it gives us exact copies. Then second advantage is often simple and relatively quick growth of the plant. Here there is a small animation which tells you that a small plant simply grows very quickly, and this is how the second advantage of vegetative reproduction tells us that often simple and relatively quick growth of the plant. So there is a small animation which states the above advantage. Then the third advantage is large plants can be produced in short interval of time. So here you can see there is an animation of a plant. Here now you can see there is a small plant and suddenly it grows very quickly in short intervals of time. So in real life you may see that a small plant can be grown in a short interval of time. Then the third advantage is that good quality and there is uniformity among the produced plants. So here in the picture we can see that there are some plants which have same height, same leaf structure. Then they have grown up to minimum height, and there is a similar feature among the plants, or there is uniformity among the plants. So the four advantage is, first is the copies of parent plants. Second, often simple and relatively quick growth of the plant. Large plants can be produced in short interval of time, and good quality and there is uniformity among the produced plants. Then the disadvantage of vegetative reproduction. First is the less variation in offspring. Here there is a picture of a sunflower where you can see that it is constantly drowning. So this results due to the less variation in offspring. And second is the less adaptable to changes in environmental condition. Here there is a chameleon which states the above disadvantage. It is constantly changing its color to its environmental condition. Then the third disadvantage is that since the disadvantage of vegetative reproduction, third is overcrowding, because there is not dispersal mechanism. So imagine that there are 100 people in a one single room without ventilation. So what you will say? Yes, great, overcrowding. So just like that, there is overcrowding of plants because there is not dispersal mechanism. Now the fourth and main disadvantage is that the dispersal of plants does not take place on its own. Remember this word. The dispersal of plants does not take place on its own. It requires some agents to disperse. First agent is the wind pollination, then second is a water pollination, and third is the insect pollination. So this is how the dispersal of plants take place, and it does not take place on its own. So we will learn about reproduction in our next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video, and subscribe Radiance Knowledge Box. Thank you.